how we just keep making our weight loss so much harder than it has to be because we are not trusting ourselves. We're not. We get all up in our heads and listen to that voice, and that voice up here, this is crazy town up here. Up here is going to tell you that, sleeping in is the best idea you've ever had, even though you've been late for work 3 days this week and the boss is on your tail. Up here, it's going to tell you should totally just stop through Macca's on the way home. It doesn't matter that it's the 5th time today that you've done it. It's like a mental asylum, and all the inmates, they'd be running loose up there. How is everybody going? You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach, and you know the drill. I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food, create a body and a life that is sexier than a hot fudge sundae, because you get to do that thing on your terms. So I thought, what value can I offer you today? And really what came to my heart instantly was like the 3 ways that we just sabotage. And really, you could just spout off the top of your head like 1,000 different ways that we sabotage ourselves in all areas of your life. I thought we'll relate it back to our whole weight loss journey and the whole emotional eating. Oh, thank you for the love hearts. For the whole emotional eating gig. But I thought, there's so many different ways, because I thought, which 3 am I going to choose? We've got like a whole cast of thousands up here just got that voice in your head. It has got 1,001 reasons why you should not do the thing that you want to do. I have got this new thing that I sort of thought about maybe a week or so ago, and I've called it, I have to TM it, front door, back door theory. This is my front door, back door theory, because this is what the voice in your head does, right? The voice in your head comes knocking on the front door of your house, be all dripping in honey, sounds so sweet. It's like knock, knock, knock on the front door of your house, right? And it comes to you and it's like, oh, sweetie, you should totally not do that thing that you wanted to do. Oh, you said you were going to eat healthy tonight? Don't do that. No, you should definitely just order Domino's. In fact, here, I've got it on the speed dial for you. You're like, come on in. Come on in, sweet dripping with honey voice. You sound like everything I've been waiting for my whole life. And in it comes, plonks itself down on the couch, and you start dialing Domino's. You're all excited. You got the pizza coming and the Coke's coming and everything's just going to be amazing, right? And then you get your Domino's, you start eating, everything's fantastic, right? Before you even know what is going on, that voice, the very same voice that was 2 seconds ago dripping in honey and real sweet, he's scooted back out the front. He's gone. Oh, he's gone. There's no signs of him anymore. The voice that told you this was the best idea you've ever had. This is going to be amazing for you. You deserve it. Here's 15 reasons why you should absolutely do it. You've been so good lately. You haven't really had anything much to eat today. You were way too busy. So you might as well have this. There's no time to prepare dinner. Oh, there's nothing in the fridge. There's nothing prepared. You might as well just go ahead and get the takeaway again. Well, I'm not talking like takeaway once in a while, occasionally, I'm talking about for like the 5th day in a row. When you know in your heart, you're like, this is not sitting well with me. But the voice be all dripping in honey. It sounds like a best idea you've ever heard. So you order your Domino's, and now suddenly that very same voice, that 2 seconds ago had you like wrapped in a blanket of deliciousness, was like telling you all the reasons why you're just such a star for ordering your takeaway again. He scooted on out the front door. He's gone. Oh, he's gone. And now he comes knocking I was going to say he comes knocking on your back door. He doesn't come knocking on any back doors. He just busts that back door down. And he comes barging into your house, into the house of your mind, through the back door. And now, it's not the same voice. There's no honey now this time. No, all that honey, that be gone. Now, that voice full of abuse, that same voice is like, I cannot believe what you have just done. I cannot believe you ate that pizza again. I can't believe you ate the whole block of chocolate. You think you're ever going to make progress? Look at you. You're so disgusting. You're such a loser. You might as well just eat the second pizza that you got at half price because it was a 50% off your second purchase offer. You might as well just eat that whole thing now. I told you when I came in through the front door that would be a great idea, and you could save that for tomorrow night because you were saving money. Just go ahead and eat it now. Look at you. There's no use anyway. You might as well just eat the whole thing. Wait, gets better. Then it starts sort of dripping a little bit of honey again, trying to convince you all the reasons why you should totally just go and pig out, because then it says to you, if you eat it now, it'll be gone tomorrow, and tomorrow you can get back on your plan. You can be perfect and you can get it right. Tomorrow it'll be so much better. And for any of my, ex-dieting brothers and sisters out there, whether you're still dieting, for me, it's an ex-dieting factor. But whether you're still caught in that dieting trap, I can tell you. So this reason one, I'm going to name this as reason one, how we just keep making our weight loss so much harder than it has to be because we are not trusting ourselves. We're not. We get all up in our heads and listen to that voice, and that voice up here, this is crazy town up here. Up here is going to tell you that, sleeping in is the best idea you've ever had, even though you've been late for work 3 days this week and the boss is on your tail, right? He knows what's going on. Up here, it's going to tell you 15 reasons why you should spend all day on social media while you're at work, even though you've been caught 5 times now and now you're ready to get that warning, right? Up here, it's going to tell you should totally just stop through Macca's on the way home. It doesn't matter that it's the 5th time today that you've done it. You should, absolutely skip all the rest and self-care you were ever going to do and just work like a Trojan, right? And up here, it's the way I like to think of what goes on up here for me. It's like a mental asylum, and all the inmates, they'd be running loose up there. They just got their own corroboree going on. Half the time, I don't know what's going on up here. It's like crazy town. It is like crazy town. And if I don't tune in to my true self, like to my heart, right, I'll just go insane. I'll go insane. This is the thing, our mind, right? So this is what I say to you. Our mind only has 3 jobs. 3, right? So this sort of relates back to what I was saying here. Our mind only has 3 jobs. Its very first job is to control everything. Control everything, right? So make sure your heart is beating, your brain is still functioning, your kidney, your liver, like everything's doing its thing, it's pumping away, your blood's still cleansing itself. It's no big deal, right? Second thing it has to do is to make sure that it can observe and categorize your life as events, right? As events, and catalog them later for your recall when you want to think about, that was such a great day when we went to the beach, and it's all there, right? The last thing, I'm holding up to it, so we'll cover 2. The last thing your voice, the last thing that voice in your head, the last thing your mind has to do, it's only the last thing that it has to do, and it's the thing that propels us to screw ourselves over time and time again, is to keep you away from pain. Make sure you avoid pain, keep you safe, keep you alive, make sure you avoid pain, right? And the way that it does that is what seems to us to be sabotaging our efforts to our goals and our dreams and where we want to go time and time again. Why is it doing that? Why does that voice knock on your front door, be all dripping in honey, like, oh, honey, you should totally just have the takeaway tonight? Or, right? Don't worry that you just had 1 cookie out the box. What's 1 cookie? That's nothing. Go back and get more. If you don't eat the whole lot now, somebody else is going to eat it. The spouse is going to eat it, the partner's going to eat it, the kids are going to eat it for sure, and you definitely won't get any. If you don't get it now, you're going to miss out. I've got to get more cookies. More. In fact, I think I better go to the shop and get a whole packet for myself, and I'll hide it so that nobody else can find it. That's the voice. Can we all recite together? That's the voice. I'm going to make a song, I'm going to make a little jingle, I think. I'll get some little jingle music and we'll do a whole song about the voice, because I'm telling you, the voice going to do you in every single time. But there's a different voice. So I was going to give you 3 reasons today. I think maybe we could just stick to this one, the voice. I'll come up with a couple more. If you can tune out of crazy town up here and come back down here, this is where you're going to get, right? Because this is where they say, how they say, I had a gut feeling. That's not come from up here. That's not where the gut is. I had a gut feeling. I had a gut instinct. This is where you always know, unless you've got a really bloated gut. Because you've been eating too much junk food, then it's hard to tell what's going on. But you really know in your truest essence, you really do know the right thing. That's why we have the battle with the conscience, right? Well, that's why we have the battle with the voice. The voice comes along going, yes, definitely, eat the whole loaf of bread. Don't just have 1 slice, eat it all, right? And you're like, it's not right. It's going to make you feel sick. That last time you did it made you feel real sick, but for some reason we go into this state of amnesia whenever we think, eat the whole box of cookies. Yeah, you totally forget about the last time you did it, how sick you felt, how bad you felt about yourself, how physically ill you felt, how ashamed you felt, how it's totally sabotaged any goals that you had, how you woke up the next morning still regretful, and it put you on the cycle again of, I better go back on another diet. Clearly I can't control myself. That's not true. It's not true. It is so not true. I used to have a song. When I talk about songs, I did used to have a song. It was called So Not True. And I used to share it in my master classes, because when we talked about the voice tells you all this crazy town stuff. And the song was like, it was like one line, because that is just so not true. It's just so not true what it tells you. 99.9% of the time, it's just be feeding you some garbage to try and get what it wants. But down here, in your heart and in your inner instinct, right? Your inner guide, your knower. Your inner knower knows. Your inner knower knows. And it's the part of you that goes, really? I've already had like half a block of chocolate. Am I really going to finish the whole thing off? But the frenzy starts to kick in at that point. The frenzy, you're like, can't control myself, just gotta have it, right? You have left this whole part of your body, you have left it. You've vacated the building and you're just up here. And we want to make the franticness, the frenzy of the voice go away. And the only way we feel like we can do that is to actually do what it's telling us to do, to eat. But this is where I say to you about the whole front door, back door theory. It is that voice that is compelling you and propelling you to go eat, right? And the only way we feel like we can shut it up is to do what it says to do. But after you do that, and you do eat the whole block of chocolate or the whole bag of cookies or the 3 pizzas, then it's the same voice that comes back in and goes, you pathetic thing. Look at you. Like, it doesn't go, oh, honey, it's all right. Don't worry, you'll do better tomorrow. No, it does not. It's got the abuse factor coming out now, full force. I can't believe what you did. Look at you, right? Look at you. And I used to do this. I used to go to the mirror and look at myself like horrified at the monster I had become because I had eaten, a lot. Let's just say a lot. Can we just say? So I don't know, shall I give you, I was going to give you 3 different ways that you're like totally making your weight loss way too hard, but I'll give you 3 things anyway. So then here's the second thing that I often talk about, which is using like the pain and pleasure principle, which is essentially you've got to come out of here, crazy town, right? Just leave it for a second, just a second, right? And use the pain and pleasure principle and just think, right? I know it's hard when you're faced with all the pizzas and the chocolate and the ice cream and the cookies and the cake and you're going, but I want it all. Because for me, it was FOMO. Can we use FOMO as the third one? FOMO, right? That if you don't eat it now, you'll miss out. And somebody else will get it, or you'll never get it again. Or you're in France or Italy or whatever. And it's like, if I don't stuff my face now, I'll never get it again, right? We'll talk about that one in 2 seconds. But what did I say? Pain and pleasure principle. Pain and pleasure principle. Use this one to get you out of crazy town, right? I use this one all the time. Pain and pleasure principle is that when you are up in crazy town and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm just not quite sure how I can handle things, is to just come out of here for one moment and just stop and think, because you can still tell yourself you can still make any decision that you want to make, but can we just at least get a little savvy about it? And so just go, okay, fine, I could eat the whole second pizza that I was going to sort of spread out over the rest of the week because the voice had told me it would be a great money saver. I could do that. I could eat the whole box of cookies. I could eat the whole block of chocolate. I could. Of course you could, like Joshua said, but the taste, the flavor, it's like, I know. Yes, you could absolutely do that. But before you proceed, ask yourself, how am I going to feel 4 seconds after it's finished eating? After you wipe that last cheesy grease off your lips, you're going to feel real good then? Or you're going to be feeling just a little crap about yourself and a little regretful and a little sad and a little disappointed? How are you going to feel? If you're going to feel great, go ahead, eat it, right? You'll be like, I'll feel fabulous. Okay, good. More power to you. Eat the whole thing and order another one, right? That's fine. If you already know up front, you're going to feel a little not good. Not good physically, not good mentally, not good emotionally. Then, as I say, you can still go ahead and eat it. Make your choice. That's totally fine. You have the power. You always have the power. You can still go ahead and eat it. But don't fool yourself into thinking that it's going to be a magical wonderland and Bambi's going to come sing to you and Tinkerbell will dance around your head while you eat it. It's not going to happen. It's not a thing, right? You just know up front, okay, I'm going to choose to eat it It's not my smartest move, but I just feel like this is what I need right now. You know, I don't feel like I have any other tools or any other avenues right now. And this is just simply what I'm going to choose to do. I know it's not great, but I'm going to do it. If that's what you already know up front, then you might as well skip the whole guilt factor afterwards. Just go, I'm going to eat it and I'm going to own it, right? I'm going to eat it. I'm going to own it. You might as well enjoy it. What's the point of eating it if you're going to eat it while the whole time feeling guilty and bad, right? And then what was it? What did I say? I said, let's use this for the third one, FOMO. Bow. FOMO, right? So FOMO is the third way we're making our weight loss just so much harder than it needs to be. So much harder than it needs to be, because that is when you eat again because you're not even hungry. You're not hungry, but you're eating because of fear. You're eating because of FOMO, fear of missing out. If I don't eat it, somebody else will. If I don't get it now, it will be gone forever, right? This is classic Christmas time and Easter time. Here in the magical land of Oz, we have just come out of a long weekend. So people might have had their barbecues and all that kind of thing. If I don't eat this pav now, I will not see it again until next, you know, Queen's birthday, whatever the holiday was that we just had, right? If I don't eat this barbecue now, I'm not going to get it again. These special sausages that these people got flown in from Zimbabwe. I don't know, right? It's usually at the Festivus times of year when we really start freaking out with the FOMO, because there's special foods that are around at those times, like your pumpkin pie and, you know, your roast turkeys and whatever is going on at those times of year. FOMO will really get you. FOMO will really get you then. It'll grab onto your booty and like drag you down. It's going to try and drag you down. And you're like, no. And the FOMO's going, oh, you're coming down. You're going down. And you're like, all right. All right, I've covered 3 massive nuggets here. And like, this is not a light and fluffy live stream. I've given you some really valuable tips and information and tools here. It's just 3 things about the different ways that you're sabotaging your weight loss. Now, FOMO, you might have heard me talk about before, but the first 2 I guarantee you have not, which is the front door, back door theory. And if you don't know about it, well, forget it. You're going to be fighting your weight forever, just letting you know up front. And then the second thing we talked about was pain and pleasure principle, which again, if you don't have these tools in your arsenal, in your toolbox, then just don't say I didn't warn you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sending you so much love. When you step up, take control of your life and your destiny, that is when you really do know that you've got what it takes. Sending you crazy amounts of love. I will catch you all very soon, my gorgeous, fabulous family. Until then.